Today I wanted to talk about two cards that are joined by a very specific detail that is replicated in both cards. Here we have the Four of Wands, traditionally a card of celebration. We have the community here clearly gathering together. We have two people coming to decorate the Four Wands here with there's fruits and there's vine leaves. It could be a harvest festival. It could be a wedding, it could be simply a festival of a season, some sort of gathering coming together to celebrate. The four pillars, if you've ever seen Fiddler on the Roof, this is a Jewish tradition. It represents sacred space. So there's an idea here of coming together for some form of celebration. But in the background we have a bridge. It's kind of hard to notice because we have the big castle and the bridge is even half covered by some sort of foliage or growth, but there is clearly a bridge there. So, which other card has exactly the same bridge? Five of Cups. Such a different meaning. Loss, sadness, grief, stuck, unable to function, depression. And there is the bridge, the same bridge, in the background. When I first started writing my books and my courses on tarot, I made sure that I spent a significant amount of time just looking at every single card. And I would write down the things that caught my eye, the emotions. I'd done a lot of reading about tarot, but I was very clear that I wanted to have my understanding about tarot. And one of the things that I wrote down, without realising it for both of these cards, was that the bridge seemed to be an important symbol. And then, of course, when I look back over my notes, I realised that I'd written about the same bridge in both cards. So what can the bridge tell us? When I stare at a card, or when I gaze at a card, I try to imagine how the card could move on. And obviously there has to come a point in the Five of Cups when this person realises that life, we've got this beautiful river here, is for living. And that maybe they have lost something important. And I often think, especially with the green liquid and the red liquid, and green is a colour for envy and red is a colour for passion, I often envisage this person has kicked those cups over themselves. They're enraged, they're jealous, they just want to destroy things, it's not fair. Sustaining that cycle of life, it's just against me, everything's against me, and destroying what could be by kicking over their own potential. Or maybe something really sad did happen, maybe it was a loss or a death. But whatever happens, you've got to release that emotion, accept that emotion, turn around, pick up the cups and carry on walking. For me, the bridge in the Five of Cups really highlights the river, and for me the river definitely represents life. The sadness, the real sadness with the Five of Cups, is however long you're stuck in that emotion of grief or depression or sorrow, your life's going, life keeps living. Just being stuck doesn't stop life. So I find the bridge in the Five of Cups is a real reminder, and if I'm reading for someone and the bridge catches my eye, makes me think, yeah, it's time to get on now, time to get going, time to release and keep going. But what about the Four of Cups? We've got the bridge there. When I gazed at this card, I really let my mind go blank and to really connect, I thought, yeah, celebrating's great. You've sold 5 places. I've sold 5 places on my tarot course. Woohoo! Let's have a martini. It's really important to celebrate small successes. It's really easy to focus on what goes wrong and forget to celebrate those small successes. On the other hand, it's really easy to sink into celebrating something that's happened and to then use it as an excuse not to confront the next thing. It's very easy to get stuck in a place where everyone is comfortable and where you're not facing possible failures, facing difficulties. To me, the Four of Wands, when you've been there too long, is like that Sunday afternoon, thinking back to when I was at school. You know, it's hot, it's sunny, you know you've got homework to do, but hey, just gonna sit in the sun a little bit longer. You're celebrating the fact that it's a weekend. At the back of your mind, you know you've got far too much to do. This is that idea of when you know you've had a really tough day, you've treated yourself maybe to some episodes of your favourite box set. You know you should go to bed early because you've got a busy day tomorrow, and you're still watching the TV at 1 in the morning. So when that feeling of I deserve this, I am celebrating, has actually become a protective bubble to stop you crossing the bridge and getting on with life. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to move on with life, you will, as I constantly tell my children, face failures. Life is not actually about how you deal with the successes. At the end of the day, life is about how you deal with the failures. Do you get up and do you keep going? Or when you get your first mini success, whatever that may be, do you sink into a place of comfort and forget that at the end of the day, life is for living?